Hello! Have I got ideas or what? So, day after day after day after day, I keep seeing more. Whoa, that was fun. Fun in the belly. Oh boy. I keep on seeing people making videos about that person that talked about a green deal, nouveau. I don't know if it'd be L or le nouveau deal vert. I don't know what deal is in French. I don't even know. Je ne sais pas. All right, so I've got ideas. I was like, okay, so this person that's just an actor or participating in ideas for the government, I could do that, and I'm not an actor. I could come up with ideas. I've got all sorts of ideas. So here's an idea. Here's a funny idea. This is funny. So why is planting a tree something good for the environment? Let me tell you why I'm asking this apparent stupid question. Okay, it's an apparently stupid question. Well, because a tree is going to grow, so on and so on. Yeah, how do you get a tree? Well, you go to the nursery, so there's already a tree. Oh, now you get why I'm asking that question, don't you? It's a valid question. It's a valid. I'm sure there's a good answer in response to that. I mean, I understand you need to plant trees to make up for the ones that are being cut down. Actually, I have no idea. I have no idea how they grow a new oak tree or a walnut tree. I know that there's like the nuts and the seeds, but I've just never seen it done from the seed. I've never seen it done from the seed. I've never seen a tree start to finish. It's just never happened. For me. There's probably a YouTube video, some kind of time lapse. But I mean, how long? What's the time lapse? Okay, I've obviously seen millions of pine trees start from their little seedling or whatever. All right, moving on. Let's go to another idea. What's another idea? Something that would make our world better. Better. I'm always thinking of ideas. Well, what if we shut down the Department of Education? What's going on? Well, glad you're here. I'm guessing a certain individual. I don't know if he's still streaming. I can't participate, so that's why I don't watch anybody when I drive anymore, because I can't participate. Yeah. Anyway, here's an idea. Here's a whole good idea. This is a good one. This is a good idea. So at least one person will get to hear this amazing idea. Start a lending company. Start a lending company where you lend money based on reputation that does not involve FICO at all. It utilizes rigorous references and history and reputation. So you're going to use references and you're going to use history. Like the only factor is payment history only. Did you pay on time? And that's it. And what's your, like that, that's a good idea. Just redo a lending system based on personal recommendation and your payment history only. Because those are important things. And I think that there's something wrong with FICO. Kind of suspicious, guys. I'm kind of suspicious. So I'll explain why I'm suspicious after I do the most obvious thing that I'm about to do. So I'm not even going to say what I'm going to do because you shouldn't have to ask. Okay? I'm about to, obviously, I'm about to make balloon animals. Obviously. All right, now that I'm done doing the obvious balloon making, balloon animal making, obviously that's what I was doing, I'm back. That was $50.08. $50.08. 16.3 gallons or something like that. I guess $3.09 is what they're charging here. The gas price has gone up recently. All right, so welcome. Glad you're here. I was sharing just a ridiculously genius idea. Chill out. I was like 20 feet in front of you, acting like I just almost near killed you. What in the world? I mean, his arm raised up. It's like, oh my goodness, that guy was wild. He was just careening through the parking lot at a 12.5 mile rate of speed. 12.5 miles an hour, to be precise, if I had to be. All right, so here's my amazing idea. Create an entirely new FICO score system. And how do you start? You start by being a lending institution and using your own system, your own proprietary system, and then just completely massacring the competition. Just like, yeah, you said, and microloans, just like microloan. You need $20? $20. You need $914? $914. So you would base it on factors that are different than the way that FICO works, because I think it's garbage. Let me explain to you why I think it's garbage. I mean, let me give you a clear example. You file bankruptcy and your score shoots up 200 points. I haven't filed bankruptcy, but I just know from... and then here's another thing. When your cards are in transition, when like a credit card gets closed and it's getting sold to a collector, to a collections agency, in that intermediate period of time, your credit score will jack up a couple hundred points, and then it'll probably go right back down when the collections portion, when the amount hits collections, it just goes back down, because now it's official that you're in collections, right? So there's flaws, obviously, but where's the flaw? See, I've been through a 10-year federal background check for this. Actually, I'm not allowed to show the badge on social media. I've got a badge for a federal ID for a job that I can't afford to work. Like they wanted me to go to Nebraska. I can't do it. And I would make twice as much money as I'm making right now. I can't afford to do it because you get paid 60 days later or something like that. It's called Vanguard. It's disaster home inspections. I got the badge. I have not completed the training. I think I've mentioned this before. But yeah, like 200 and something a day. It's not extreme money, but it's decent. Range from $180 to $280 a day is basically what you make. But you're away from your family for 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 7 weeks. I mean, guys, if money was the only thing that was important, guys, I would probably be a truck driver. Like, if I only cared about money, that's probably what I would do. But whatever. Moving on. So what I'm saying, why did I bring up the federal background check? This is why I brought up the federal background check. By the way, in this morning's video, I put in the description the percentage I have made to my goal, and I put that number as 4% for now. That's where I'm at. So 96% to go, and I will update my percentage to my goal as support comes my way. So, what was I talking about? Federal background check. They call people on your referral list, on like old bosses, old landlords, all this stuff. And I just had a simple 10-year background check. There's more intensive ones. So there's that. And then, so how do you do it when the person is like 19 years old? They have no history of payments at all. How do you do a reputation? Well, you do just a short little interview with their parents. You see what kind of house they were raised in. I mean, so my idea is based on reputation. And it's kind of like the good fruit, bad fruit. You're not going to get bad fruit from a good tree unless something ridiculous happens. And that happens. You'll have losses. You can't bat 1,000 unless you're Jesus. But yeah, reputation. Because there's plenty of people with the 700. I see it all of the time. Somehow, some way, I'm seeing people that have like a 740, 760 credit score, and I'm seeing mortgage delinquency, mortgage delinquency, mortgage delinquency, mortgage delinquency, mortgage delinquency, mortgage delinquency. Yes, like 20 times, 30 times, 40 times. You want to sell that? You want to sell that to me? I'll buy it. So, it's a RV. It's a massive RV. Anyway. I read that comment. I'm guessing you're talking to somebody else right now. So, reputation. What I'm saying is I see people with $300,000 in their bank account, and like just, you know, savings or whatever. They're making $250,000 and they can't pay their mortgage on time. And we're not just talking about the 30 days whoopsies, but I'm talking about like 15 90-day alerts. And in addition to that, credit card delinquency, like no care at all in the world. And somehow still they have like a 700 and something. And they have like 30 credit card lines, and they could get approved for anything because they have such a high, just a high. You must have misspelled my name because usually it's orange, and I saw that you wrote my name, but anyway, we'll move on. All I'm saying is I see super rich people that have absolute means to pay their bills, and they don't, and yet they have a huge credit score, and I don't want that. I don't want that, dude. Yeah, but what you don't understand is that these rich people, they just pay off their credit cards in big lump sums, and all that interest, they pay massive amounts of interest, and those are good customers. Nah, well, if you're not interested in making a ton of money off of interest, how do you expect to run and be a profitable business? Oh, I see. See, that's where I come in. Okay? Automation. Efficiency. I would destroy the competition. You know why I would destroy the competition? Because I would destroy the competition by eliminating the massive amount of bureaucracy. And I would keep it as small as I had to. If there was a point in time where, if you move to the next level of bigness, then you're going to be regulated in this kind of way, and you won't even be able to operate the way that you're operating, well, I would purposely accept that glass ceiling and just roll with it. Because it's not about money. I would make the people demand. I would make the customers, I would what's the word? I would militarize, right? That's the fancy word that people say. I would militarize my customers by telling them to lobby against government policy, because I was running my business more humanely, more ethically, more responsibly, more lean than any other company. So I've got ideas, guys. I've got ideas. I had like 17 people watching my stream yesterday around this time, and 4 today. I wonder if that has anything to do with the title I chose. People say they hate stereotypes, but they live them out every day. People say that they hate clickbait, but that's practically all people do. Clickbaitar. That's what I have. And if I see that it's at all clickbaity, I don't even want to watch it. I don't care if it's Ed Bassmaster. I don't care. Oh, by the way, it's either Sunday Cool Teas or Cool Sunday Teas. But I just discovered this dude's channel, and wow. I think it's Sunday Cool Tea. Cool Sunday Teas. It doesn't matter. Wow. That guy is hysterical. That is an awesome channel. And everybody should check out Robert Pearson, his channel, because he posted a video that might not be around for very long. And it was great. It was great. And he did all the editing for it. He's apparently a master editor when he was a young man. Now he's old like me. I'm curious what Bible college he went to. That's really, really cool. I was supposed to increase my speed by 10 miles. Doing that now. I'm not in a hurry. I mean, I kind of am. We're going to Bible study tonight. I mean, that's not what it's called, but for all intents and purposes, that's what we're doing. Every church has its own name for their little small group situation. They call it city group in my church. It's all usually the same thing. Except ours focuses on further clarifying and diving deeper into the sermon, which is, I think, really beneficial. Instead of following some kind of book or whatever, some kind of program. I mean, I've enjoyed those too. We're doing a study on this book, Crazy Love, or whatever. Have you seen the new Platt book? Have you seen the new Platt book? Got to check it out, man. The new Platt book, it's where it's at. I mean, it's fine. I'm not making fun of the guy. It's fine. But I appreciate the opportunity to dive deeper. You see this massive beast of an RV? My family would fit in there. We'd find a way. I think it's a little more rational to think about being in a home made of brick in this state. But RV is fascinating because eventually I want to have mobility, especially, you know, when stuff hits the fan. If stuff hits the fan, okay, when stuff hits the fan, I want to be able to be mobile. Just obviously convenient. If, I get it, if. So, yeah, when stuff definitely hits the fan. Alrighty. I'm done with that. So, what do y'all think of my idea? Starting a new financial services organization that does lending. $15, yeah. Interest rate of 10%. And it's fine. It's fine. You need $15? How soon can you pay it back? Great. So here's what's really cool, buddy. When you pay it back, we're going to create a ledger for you. And it will go on your resume as your reputation. How do you like that? So you'll earn points by just simply maintaining a good relationship. I know there's AML laws and all that good stuff. I know there's a lot of logistics, anti-money laundering, AML, anti-money laundering laws and all this stuff you have to, no matter what, if you're a financial institution of any kind. I get it, okay? I get it. It's prohibited. You can't enter into the market. It's impossible to open up your own bank unless you have a certain kind of way of shaking hands. There's rectangles and then there's circles. They're a certain size, about 4.5 inches. Little disc. Just saying. It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to be in financial services anyway. I already am. That's right. I work for the largest credit union in the world. And it's a good company. It's just, that's not whose name is on my paycheck. And therefore, that's not good. AKA, I'm a contractor. And yeah, it's supposed to be a temporary situation. And we're getting close to the 9-month mark. Getting close to the 9-month mark. So I talked to a realtor person. The reason I'm talking about this whole issue is because I talked to a realtor today, or well, I don't know, some person. I gave her all my personal information, and she's like, "Yeah, your social security number?" I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding, guys. I was born yesterday, but I wasn't born yesterday. All right, so, but I did talk to this person. They're like, so how long? She's like, here's my whole spiel about my reputation, how I have 10 years of perfect, I've never been late on a rental payment, ever. 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 Why is that not important? But how long have you been on the, okay, so like, you're in a new job, but like, is it in the same profession as you were previous? I said, no, it's not. It's not the same profession. Because that's not how this world works. When you get cheated and robbed $30,000 and you have to go find a new job, it doesn't just work easy breezy to go into the same industry after having been robbed $30,000 and having to start your life over financially, and then just watching everything hit the fan. That's just not how it works. Yeah, I'm in a new profession, lady. Oh yeah, see, that's going to be a problem. You're not going to be able to find any lenders unless you have 2 years of work history in the same profession. Doesn't have to be the same job, just the same industry. Lady, I've had 14 jobs. I always work. I work. I make money. I never miss a rent payment. Why would I miss a mortgage payment? Huh? Huh? Explain that one to me. So the logical conclusion, and yes, maybe this is illogical. Entertain me for a minute. The logical conclusion is that due to the bureaucratic system and FICO scores, they are trying to prevent ownership of a certain classification of people. Don't get me wrong, some of you own homes. I'm not critiquing you or saying that you belong to some kind of special group of people. I get it. Some people, I'm not a luck guy. Obviously I'm not a luck guy. All I'm saying is, it seems interesting that somebody can have a really, really, really perfect reputation for paying his bills on time for years and years and years and years, never missing a payment, and have a very blatant, obvious financial tragedy, and the past disappears, and he still continues to pay his rent on time despite that, but he had to stop paying the other things, and that's why it's just, I don't know. I get it, I guess. So there was a Bible verse that they shared on the men's channel at my church. We have different GroupMe channels, and on the men's channel, one of the guys shared this verse, and I was like, every time I read that verse, it makes me rethink my opinion of my abilities in a very sad kind of way. So the verse was, each man is given according to his ability. I'm paraphrasing. Go look the verse up. Each man is given according to his abilities, or skills and abilities, or whatever. Go look up the verse. It's a good verse. And when I read that, I go, oh. So like my friend that was my best man at my wedding, that is currently in a coma, also known as Trump derangement syndrome. I just pretend he's at a coma until he snaps out of the Trump derangement syndrome. It's like a coma, guys. It's like a coma. And yes, I do pray for him. Absolutely, I do. Care about him, his wife, his 2 kids. I do. But while he has TDS, I'm just going to have to just keep on praying for him, and then hope that it washes away when the president is no longer the president. But anyway, so like, dude lied on his resume in New York City, had been working a job as a counselor in South Carolina, and finessed, or as the young people, Generation Zers say, he flexed it. He was flexing hard. He finessed his resume and went from 35K, somewhere between 35 or 42, somewhere in that neighborhood, to over 100 instantly. Is that skill, guys? Because he finessed his resume? Gospel bearer, what you're saying right now is really anecdotal And there are plenty of people making over $100,000 that never lied, never cheated to get their way to where they are at. They're at. Find their way to where they're at. That's what I was trying to say. There are plenty of people that never cheated, never lied, never performed sodomy, never did anything bad to get where they're at. They just work. No, it's just convenient timing. It's just amazingly convenient timing. So you just start sharing the good things, and then you're just going to shut you down. We have got to shut that down. Down. Warm? I mean, it's a little warm. Just a little warm. So, anyway, point. God has always provided. That's what I was trying to say. I just have to readjust. I'm cooling my phone down as per the usual. Guys, I've done so many things. Let me give you a rundown. Just for the fun of it, let me give you a rundown. Security guard. Starbucks supervisor. Insane mental hospital mental health technician. So at the mental hospital, I was a mental health technician. It's a long story. I did that for a while, 20 months. AT&T premises technician. Basically your telephone, TV, and internet guy. Life insurance salesman. Group home manager. Then I worked at 3 different companies at the same time. I worked as a construction laborer. I worked at Samaritan's Purse as a mail and data clerk, temporary, seasonal position, in hopes to get a real permanent position with Samaritan's Purse. Here I am years later, basically in the exact same situation, hoping to get a real job and only working as a pretend employee. Anyway, no, you're definitely bitter. Let me keep going. At the same time as working at Samaritan's Purse, I was working nights at a grocery store as an inventory control clerk, counting all of the items in the entire grocery store every night. So that was one of my jobs. And then I was a art gallery manager. I was a manager of an art gallery. And then I was a house parent at a boarding school. And that was a unique situation. And that was in Washington, D.C. And then I was a counselor. And I had $30,000 stolen from me by the company not paying me for 6 months. And now I am a mortgage document specialist. I think I've cooled the phone off. Pretty much cooled it off. I know it's windy. I'm trying to talk loud. I've lost some people because it got up to 8, now it's to 5. I get it. I'm operating on an iPhone 7 Plus. An iPhone 7 Plus. And it's just old. There was a dude on Craigslist. The phone that is the upgrade to this is the iPhone XS Max. And that phone, there was a dude on Craigslist selling an iPhone XS Max for $400, but he didn't answer. I'm pretty sure it was illegit. Couldn't have been legit, because all the other ones I saw were 900, 800. Obviously, I would sell this one to replace, but I'm not. Anyway. Feed the Devon. All right, so check this out. You hear all those jobs? Security guard, IT, Starbucks. All the while, I'm doing data management and website development during this entire time for my dad. And then I also ran a complete rehaul when I was an art gallery manager. I revamped an entire website, and then I created my own website for the company that I didn't even mention the fact that I tried to start my own company in the midst of all of that. That's a lot of industries. And yet, what that tells employers, what that tells lenders, what that tells the world is this guy is unreliable. Except up until this time last year, I never missed a payment for anything ever. Ever. I had tough times, especially when I was a life insurance agent. That work was ridiculous because when it comes to talking to people, I'm not very efficient because I care about people's souls more than I care about making money. And that's why I was starving my family to death and spending 70 plus hours out of the home as an insurance agent, because I would get into like gospel conversations. Guys, there's probably a lot of people that have changed lives. I wasn't in tears a couple of times. I had to hold back tears very many times because I didn't want to. There was a lot of serious situations. People that I got to just get involved in their life in the span of 2 hours and basically counsel them through horrific situations. So anyway, I've been in so many different industries. I've done so many different things. I feel like maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I am ignorant. But I feel like I've proven myself. But the system and the way that the system works I have not proven myself. I have not proven myself according to the way our world operates. However, you can call any boss that I've ever had, and if it were up to me, I would still have them. Some of them would say, specifically like the building labor position, the construction labor, that dude, he's awesome. Bill DeChile in Boone, North Carolina. DeChile Construction or something or other. He's a great guy, but he would be like, yeah, I'd give Devin a job if he needed it, but Devin needs to do something else. Not because he was bad. He was a good worker, but he's not. This isn't for him. It would be underemployment. He would acknowledge, despite having pride in his work, the good kind, not the sodomy kind of pride, he just acknowledged that not everybody, it wasn't like a looking down on people kind of thing. He just knew construction laborer. There's no, it's not a bad job. It's a good job. It depends on what your skills are. But you don't want to just be a laborer. I mean, learn more and become a, what's it called? The next step up. You're not a laborer anymore. You're a licensed or a certified, I don't know. There's tireless, but the ones that build, there's a name, and I'm just blanking on it. But it doesn't matter. But instead of making $10 an hour, you would make like $25 an hour. And I just can't remember the name. Contractor. Yeah, contractor, but like, there's a name though for the dudes that actually are doing the building. It's all good. It's fine. Hey, Steven, what's up? I've talked about you before. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about you in my videos, but I pointed people Steven Ignoramus's direction. He's a jammer. He likes to jam and jelly. No, he does good. I like his music. Captain Mike Maloney. Not that I'm trying to like competition. Guys, there's a lot of bears that do music. There's a lot of bears that do music. Check out Steven. He's good. Check out Captain Mike Maloney. He's also good at music, and he's pretty funny. And I love his accent, gotta say. Shilling most hard. Guy, I just want... Listen, Steven. Yes, sing-along bear. Absolutely. And I truly think that she's got skill. She's a good singer. She really is. We all have room to grow, obviously. But, okay, yes, Baldy Locks, a.k.a. Intoxicating Masculinity, also does music. Very good music. Everybody has different style. I like his music. I used to run a radio show. I did a radio show. I did the manual CD, 2 discs, you know, cue one up, play one, play this one, cue the other one up. Like, guys, I've done a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And yet, I've always paid the bills. I've always made it happen. Thanks to God, not me. He's enabled me, obviously. But maybe it's because the system is atheist, is why. Maybe because they don't believe in God, it makes perfect sense for them to not... Dude, when you're bouncing a ball in a street, and you're walking without even... Yeah. If you don't acknowledge that I'm here, I'm going to stop and make you feel awkward. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's what I do. I hate when kids are playing with balls in the street and they don't acknowledge that there's a vehicle that desperately doesn't want to hit and kill them. Like, do kids learn anything? I'm teaching my kids everything I possibly can, because it's as if people don't even care about teaching their kids anything. Just a bunch of kids that would not survive on their own. They would... Lord of the Flies, yeah, that's like a pipe dream compared to modern day children. They wouldn't figure anything out. They wouldn't survive 48 hours on their own. It's madness. Madness. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm sure there's other musicians I didn't mention. But check out the Sunday Cool Teas guy, or Cool Sunday Teas. Ridiculously hysterical. I was dying at work. I almost choked on my food. I mean, food literally went down my throat without me chewing it. And I was crying on my lunch break. And people were walking by looking at me like, guys, that dude, that is just so, that is the best. That is my favorite new channel. Anyway, have a great one. I will not be doing anything tonight because I'm going to this church group immediately. Y'all have a good one. I don't think I'm streaming tonight. So